Welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. All right, it is Thursday, January 27th, 6:32 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. The Fed did not kill Bitcoin yesterday. This is a good day. We had a bit more of a drop after that meeting than I would have liked, but as we were going in, Bitcoin was pretty strong, so I wasn't so worried. Definitely would have been hedging out more if Bitcoin had been weak at that time, but the chart's looking pretty good. Got a bit of a drop and we're recovering from that. So it's a good day. Let's look at things. As always, welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. Oh, welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. There's the microphone. All right. This is a very good video. I linked to it over in the show notes. The Fed didn't kill Bitcoin, and here's why. This is actually worthwhile. It's a little long, but this guy gives some interesting commentary in general, just mentioning how the Fed said that they would do, well, kind of nothing until March, and then they will probably do something, and the whole rate hikes are based on, market performance, which gives them an out. So in the Bitcoin Daily View Telegram chat, Private Keys mentioned that the way he made his statements that Powell did definitely gives them a lot of outs and flexibility. I think actually I'll even quote what someone said there in the chat. It's pretty good about the Fed meeting yesterday. He said, "My take is Powell knows the economy is weak, but can't say that because Biden thinks we have the best economy ever." Or you could say that's what the Biden administration is selling, right? He can't quickly reverse his statements without fear of losing confidence. So he's going to adjust based on the data. So anyway, the Fed meeting was kind of a nothing, which is good enough. Nothing happened for the most part. They kind of said nothing. They want to start, tightening down the QE, the quantitative easing, in March, and no rate hikes, until March, I think, too. So anyway, basically nothing's happening immediately, and the market reacted as it always does and dumped a bit, but we're kind of recovering. So yeah, great big nothing was the meeting, kind of, as I put it, as I think of it. This is a good video. I linked it in the show notes. This guy does go into it deeper. There's a lot of news about it. I'll probably look at all of it today. I'll report back, but in general, nothing happened, and the crypto market's not dumping. So good. And we'll take a look at that. One quick news story. Something else that I think affects market confidence and just confidence in the world in general. Look at this one. Surgeon General. I won't say the Biden Surgeon General because that's too divisive. It doesn't matter what administration it is. Just Surgeon General suggests Joe Rogan podcast should be censored. Big tech has important role to play. If this shit is not straight out of friggin' East Germany Stasi bullshit, I don't know what is. So this, to anybody who's not retarded, should if you don't get what this is about, you seriously need to go and read the even if it's just the condensed one book volume of a Gulag Archipelago by Sinanitsa. This is terrifying shit, and it's evil. It's happening in our world. As always, I'm an investor in Hemp Paste, and I'm a reseller. Click on the link in the description. Hemp Paste rules. Get some. All right, let's look at the big world indices. Right now, is the market open at 6, 7, 8, 9? I think it just opened a couple minutes ago. We'll take a look at it. Indices for America here, the SPX, just barely in the, it's in the red, but not too much. Dow Jones Industrial in the red, but not too much. World indices are a mix of green and red right now. So the shockwave of yesterday, it did not destroy the market. Now, this is what I love seeing. Total volume just clicked. Sorry about that beep. It's my garage door battery is dead, and it's driving me crazy. Of course, it has to, take a special battery that costs as much as the stupid ass fancy garage door opener. Anyway, total volume, it's 6 billion for Bitcoin last 24 hours. Volume change, it's up 6.33%. That's wonderful. This is a nice volume to make gains, and Bitcoin is. So we're in the right place. Market buy orders up 4.6%. Market sell orders down 9.4%. We're in the right place. So Bitcoin setting up nice for this moment. I like that. Looking at Masari, which tends to be in the clouds sometimes. These are so different, the measurements, but they say that we're looking at like 14.8 billion in volume last 24 hours for Bitcoin. Okay, I'm gonna look at. I'm just gonna say that yes, I think it's more like 6 billion. That's way more reasonable across the big exchanges for trading volume. But Masari, you know what? Cool. That variance tends to mean something. If we have a good, positive volume on crypto meter and kind of a way inflated one over here at Masari, I tend to think that that shows to me actually optimism in the market, something to think of. Gonna refresh this, looking at livebitcoincharts.com. I like what I'm seeing here. It's a mix of red and green in the market. My God, Theta Fuel up 29%. Theta Fuel, God, who wouldn't have liked to get in on that trade? Jeez. I'll take a look at T Fuel. In general, a mix of green and red in the market. Theta itself, Theta up 12, Theta Fuel up 29. Golly, so many people have been such believers in Theta, and it's so many people who have big bags of that stuff. Sorry to be drinking my little protein shake while I should be doing this, but it's early morning. I have to do a lot at once, and doing the live stream here, coughing and looking at that's all happening at once. I got to full time as much as I can. I'm surprised I'm not like on a treadmill doing this right now. Anyway, Binance volume last 24 hours is 21 billion, up 38%. That's awesome. We need to break about 30 billion for a really good day. 50 is awesome, but we're getting there. This is good positive volume. It's good. It's better than it has been in a while. Looking at derivatives, 79 billion. On 36%, 79 billion. That's good. Break 75 billion. Definitely a good day. Okay. Coinbase. Sorry. Coinbase Exchange, 5.5 billion. That's great. I like to see it above 3, and it is. All the big exchanges except for Crypto.com Exchange, which is not exactly an exchange as we think of it, are all in the green, way in the green. So definitely positive momentum cranking up. Open interest today, 11.8 billion across the big exchanges, down 4.59 billion. Hope you shorters got your asses handed to you. All right. With that said, looking at longs versus shorts bias on Binance for Bitcoin, 55% long, 44% short. There you go. For Ethereum, 62% long, 37% short. In general, a bit of a long bias, but just barely. We're still in turbulent waters. Okay, looking at the whales. Oh my God, look at that $5.8 million buy just happened. Boom. Another $1 million buy just happened. I've been watching the Rex this morning. Been watching this, another $1 million buy. So I've been watching this. This is just across the big exchanges. It tells you what markets. There's 16 in all. Right here, it's like Coinbase, Bybit, FTX, Bitfinex. It's a good cross section of big exchanges. I like what I'm seeing right now. I'm really, as you can see, this is 10 seconds. Anyway, we'll just leave it at that. I'm not seeing anything remarkable happening. I'm seeing some big buys come in, but right now there's not I'm not seeing a big bull versus bear whale battle going on this morning. I'm just seeing a nice gradual stacking of the longs. Looking at a gold versus silver, gold and silver, gold up top, gold still having, let's see, what day is this? Is the 27th. This is the new candle. Yeah. Okay. So far yesterday for gold, bad day. Today for gold, another bad day. On the daily, maybe breaking below the 200 and the moving average. Gold doing crappy. Silver, it's not even holding the 50 moving average hardly today. Gold up top, silver on the bottom. For all the gold bugs out there, any podcast I listen to or anybody who's like, part of who's like selling gold or silver, I'm just sort of like, okay, boomering. I'm like, I get it if you want, but whatever, it's just for the love of goodness, people, stop it with that. Gold, as a store of value kind of went out with the, I don't know, whatever, 70s fashion. It's just whatever, it's kind of done. SPX, S&P 500. Let's look. Let's drill these down. Let's go back to daily charts on these. We were kind of really watching them rather closely. And if you want to have gold and silver, go for it. Just it may be a good store of wealth, but is it a money maker? I don't know. SPX, red candle yesterday. In the end, is this market open yet? No, still yesterday's market. Okay, so not open. This is all a snapshot of yesterday, I guess, basically. But as you can see, a red candle, not too bad yesterday. It didn't totally lose it today, right? No, it hasn't opened yet. So it's a snapshot of yesterday, red candle, but not a total loss for the SPX. It didn't just totally free fall. Russell, this is the Dow red candle, but not too bad. So really, these big indices did not just give up yesterday. Not a good day. Russell 2000 down a little bit, but not that bad. Let's see what happens when market opens. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. U.S. dollar, directional DXY. This is a current candle here. So yesterday we had a nice green candle, broke above the 50 moving average, and now that today's candle is just looking wonderful. So dollar strength index is just it is just it's just rocking like the eye of Sauron up there. It's doing quite well. Pax Gold versus BTC. Oh wow, kind of wish I'd made this trade yesterday, but I just didn't. Bitcoin wasn't going into that meeting weak. If it had been, I definitely would have gone into Pax G some, but I did not. So anyway, just something to keep in mind. I think this is a great chart to have open all the time. Pax G versus BTC, and then underneath it or above it, whatever. Bitcoin versus Tether. You watch when Bitcoin's going to dump, when it becomes obvious. Then I hedge into Pax G a little bit, and these are perfectly inverse charts. And I mean, it's like I say, always be careful. It's a hedge, but when you're just going into, if you're just hedging in a Tether a bit or USDC or something like that or USD, whatever, sometimes you're trying too hard and you just lose money for a 3% bump change. I mean, if you are swinging any amount in and out based on Bitcoin, basically swing trading Bitcoin, I like to trade against the Pax G because it's going to make enough gains, since they're totally inverse, to make those swings worth it. You're more likely to win, and you might even win pretty damn big. So, we'll do a whole episode on that one day. But what I like seeing here is Bitcoin yesterday. It was disturbing. I really, Bitcoin was strong. I didn't exactly expect it. I didn't know what to expect, but it kind of sucked to see, to lose that 6.5% or so. That was not very pleasurable. Bitcoin to dump a bit like that. But the issue is when we were going into the Fed meeting, we were here. We'd had this nice run up, and we were kind of here, really. Then the Fed meeting started around like 2 or so, and you see this big Darth Maul doji. We had volatility definitely, but then I think around like 2:30 is this it here? 12, what about 2:30? That's when things kind of went wrong. He didn't really say anything negative. I thought it was good. We kind of held on to the 200 for a bit, but we did not. Anyway, this sort of sucks, but we did bounce off of previous support and resistance. I like seeing that. And we also now are overnight are back above the 200 moving average. That's strong to me. Bitcoin, 45-minute chart, 200 moving average. We are above it. We definitely dumped and we recovered. And the crypto market, I think you're going to see now a lot of confidence in alts roll in. So we're good. I kind of wish we made a bounce off the 200 moving average, or we hadn't dumped at all. But still, the Fed came out and said nothing of consequence, really. And Bitcoin got, kind of flaccid, a lot of volatility, but boom, it did well. So we're back in the zone. And I think since this kind of played out, I think there's a value in looking at a fib retracement from here. And if we do, we played with this previous support and resistance right around the 50% zone here of the fib. Got below it a little bit, but we didn't visit the bottom of the RSI cave here on the 45-minute chart. This wasn't that bad of a dump. I mean, Bitcoin's a volatile asset. Now we're back to above the 200 moving average. We are above the 382 at 336,644. and we're finding support there, and we're moving up. This is a good deal. Good deal. Good chart. You know, it really is. If we look at the indicators, directional index is still in the green. ADX is beginning to tangent up. I like seeing that. Squeeze indicator showing upwards momentum. Direction. If you think about the binary candles, they never even went red. We have upwards momentum. KRI pumping, looking good above the mid range. Stochastic RSI is being a little bitch. Basically, it's like you're overbought. I don't think so. Wave channel oscillator by Lazy Bear is showing we are right there in the party zone. So it's a wonderful day. It's a good day. We're recovering. If you got some red bags, if things didn't go right for you with this Fed meeting, this volatility here, it's not the first time we've had volatility like this. You can look back around like the 23rd of January. Boom, we did that. We pumped, and it kind of sucks to lose this beautiful upwards momentum, but we are right back. So we're looking good. I like what we're seeing. It works. It's beautiful. Bitcoin strong this morning. All right, looking at the daily, yesterday was a red candle. Today is a red candle so far. But this is daily Bitcoin versus Tether. Okay, here's what sucks ass, kind of. Daily chart, yes. So we're still negative on the MACD, but we did not lose our positive tangent on the daily MACD towards a positive cross. So MACD is the blue line, signal is the red. We did not lose our positive tangent. We are still heading towards a positive cross on the daily. We did not lose that, even with a red candle yesterday and a red candle so far today. I think that red doji is going to turn green pretty soon. We're going to challenge this 20 WMA. When we get above that, it's definitely party time. Looking at a 2-hour chart, this is glorious. 2-hour chart. We lost our positive MACD yesterday, but we have a tangent towards the positive. Whenever you have whatever the tangent of the 200 move of the MACD is on the 2-hour chart, usually the daily will follow. It tends to run ahead and predict the tangent of the daily. They just seem to be existentially linked somehow. In God consciousness, they are one. And so basically, we have a beautiful positive tangent. Even though we lost our positive MACD on the 2-hour, we have a positive tangent towards a positive cross. I like that. We got below the 50 moving average on the 2-hour yesterday, briefly, got back above it, and now we're right now challenging and getting above the 20 WMA. This is strong. So yes, we had a dump, but the resiliency of this bounce to me is very, very it's a very, very positive thing. Got some big buys coming in here. So you can see the bulls versus bears are starting to do a little bit of it's not too hectic this morning. I kind of like that. There's not a battle for Bitcoin up or down right now with the bulls and bears. It's just a gradual increase. I like that. They're not whatever they're talking about in the conference call. They're not at war with each other. Bitcoin once again daily just made a green doji. I like that. 2-hour chart looking wonderful, getting above important moving averages and such. I like that. It's beautiful to see. 4-hour chart with a fib retracement going way back to 20th of July when I started this. We can see this beautiful trend that we've had up and down. 618 pocket definitely has played a role. We were briefly above the 786 earlier in the day, yesterday, I do believe. Now we're below it again. I really think getting above the 786 is going to be where Bitcoin's kind of back in the game of recovering. We definitely have, looking at this, the visible range volume. You can see right around 47,000 is the greatest volume we have. So it tends to be a magnetic attraction for the price action. If we can get above the 786, which is just 37,830 as I see it here, I think that definitely puts us back in the upwards momentum game. So keep an eye on that. And note how the 200 moving average is playing out right here on the bottom of the 618 golden pocket. So let's see what we can do. And now that Fed is out of the way, that Fed meeting's out of the way, and nothing really happens until March, could we see some Lambo action into March? Some upwards momentum? I don't know. Let's see. I'm happy with the way Bitcoin has performed so well through all of this. Looking at Ethereum versus USDT, definitely took a hit yesterday. It's right now just barely breaking above that 200 moving average. Indicators look good. Ethereum versus USDT. Ethereum back in the action. Other coins that we've been looking at recently. This is the thing to remember. There's always money to be made. So if we look at this, something I've been watching rather closely here is KNC versus BTC. Look at that. It took a hit yesterday, got right back to the top of its channel, and it's pushing top of the RSI cave. It's out of its channel. It's off the leash. Indicators look absolutely ravishing. KNC versus BTC. Long, sustained uptrend. Dang good trade. Making moves. Not too far from the moving 8. Damn. There you go. You know what I mean? There's always money to be made, regardless of what the market is doing. Even if Bitcoin's in a bear market, you can be stacking those Bitcoin sats like crazy. So when it turns around, you're set. And even if it doesn't, realize that even in a bear market for Bitcoin trending down, you can still be, your portfolio can still be gaining value faster than Bitcoin is dumping if you're trading against Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Get it? So Kyber Network, KNC versus BTC, badass trade of the week. This thing is relentless. Looking at LRC, Loop Ring, still continues its upwards momentum. It broke the 203.14 recently, took a hit yesterday. It's back kind of going sideways. We're seeing a bit of sideways action here. Not quite ready for this one. The indicators are still a mix of whatever, but Loop Ring, LRC, one to watch. Now, what I want to check out is Theta, freaking beast. When I think of the people who bought, gosh, man, friggin' porta potties worth of this stuff back in the day, they're probably pretty happy because it recently gave a lot back. 200 moving average dropped. It broke back above the 200 moving average. It's the top of its RSI cave. These indicators are looking really, really good. They're not too stressed out. We might be in for a bit of a sideways. I would definitely expect, to be honest with you, after this much of a push, probably the top of the RSI cave to be resistance. It would not surprise me. And what I'm kind of looking for today is a bounce off the top of the RSI cave to the 200 and then back up. And then will it break the 314? Might find resistance there. Something you can also look at, well, we can look at since we're both here this morning, is this. I do think right now is a good time to do even though they make me seasick, they really do. A reverse fib, let's do it. Bam, upside down. We are looking at from this recent dump that it had, the 236 fib that definitely came into place for the 200 moving averages. We're challenging the top of the RSI cave. We're going to challenge the 382 level at 3.197. And so we're doing good. This is a strong chart. There you go. Bam. It's a little overextended in this pump. I'm a little bit nervous about getting in this. I'm just not gonna, but I'm watching Theta. It could be its time. It's a nice trade against USDT. How about Theta? It's just right now it's extended. I'm kind of gonna just take my chances. The market's very volatile after yesterday's Fed call. So I'm just gonna wait till it gives me a little bit more of a I'm not ready to do Theta versus USDT yet. Theta versus BTC. Oh, look at that. It's above the 200 moving average. Nice indicators here. I like what I'm seeing. It's above the moving 8 a little bit. It's now challenging the 314. So here's what I'm looking at. Rather than Theta versus USDT, I'm watching for this kind of action. Let's watch this. I don't think we're going to get a strong break above the 314 right now, because we're really at the top of the RSI cave. I think it might be slight retrace time for Theta versus BTC, and I'm just going to keep an eye on that. And I mean, with this, I may, trading's about making money. You gotta, you don't do nothing if you don't do nothing. So, I think it's Theta is definitely worth a watch there. This is let's just watch for this. Like I say, I predict more likely something like this, a bounce between the 314 and the 200 for a bit, and then a breakout, unless it goes wrong. But right now, indicators are looking at probably a continued upswing. If anybody has some news on Theta, like why is it making this strong move, let me know, because this very well could be news driven. T Fuel. No, right, T Fuel, right? T Fuel. T Fuel on, let's see, Binance. Theta Fuel. Okay. Sorry, guys. It's early my time. My God. So T Fuel versus USDT. Um, I mean, that's a rocket ship to Pluto. This is wonderful. It's hitting the top of the RSI cave here on the 45-minute chart. It does have a blue diamond merit badge because it did break between the 200 and the 314. It broke above the 200 and the 314 very quickly. Indicators are looking good. This is a stress chart. I'd be careful. We're hitting the top of the RSI cave. This is a spot where you're probably going to find a rejection. We're well above the moving 8. So even though it's pushing, unless this thing goes friggin' parabolic. Also, if you look right here, we are pushing against we're pushing against this is where you're going to see previous support and resistance in the chart. So I'm kind of expecting a bit of a retrace of a smackdown from this extreme high. I'm not saying it has to happen, but it's more likely than not. But this thing is definitely in the right spot for more gains, definitely. So let's just keep an eye on it. T Fuel, definitely one that could be played. T Fuel, where do you find it? CoinEx and Binance is where I'm seeing it here. So the other day I just got a random email about like something. I realized I have a CoinEx account. I just kind of forgotten about it. So I need to check that out. If CoinEx is like one that US users can use, or if you have to VPN it or whatever. If you've been trading for years and years, like you can forget things like that. Wouldn't it be great if I went and logged in and realized I had like a friggin' BTC on there that I bought back in the, back in like 2011 or something. Anyway, so there you go. Let's look at Theta versus Theta T Fuel versus BTC. You can only play that on Binance. That's kind of a downer for a lot of people. It looks great. It looks great. It's a wonderful chart. Just wait for a retrace. That's my advice. Not financial advice, but my advice. Let's look quickly once again. Go check out radianthemppaste.com. Just do it for me. Go check it out. You'll love it. Get some hemp paste. It's wonderful stuff. Life-changing gloriousness. Right. Bitcoin coming in at 36,855 right now. Look at the market at large in general. Most things are in the red except Theta for some reason. But today, I think really if Bitcoin continues sideways, is the market open? No. If Bitcoin continues sideways, continues making gains, like the 45-minute chart. I know I talk about it a lot, but there's a lot of reasons for that. Blockchain Education is a place to check out. It's in the show description. You can see a commercial about it. Also, Trade Genius is amazing too. We're going to be looking and check those guys out. They're both worth it. This is good. This is wonderful. We took a hit yesterday, but for Bitcoin, that kind of volatility really isn't that big of a deal. Not at all. And now we're back above the 200 moving average. So we had a very, very strong chart going in. I was liking it because we had like going into that Fed meeting, we had nice positive directional index and ADX, had a good squeeze indicator. Binary SMU candles were doing good. CARE-I was good. Stochastic RSI was not killing us. Although if you look here, with the stochastic RSI, and also the wave for an oscillator by Lazy Bear, we were a bit extended. But we've been pushing pretty hard and finally made that 200 moving average. So in a way, maybe we were in a weak spot after that much, that much of a push upwards. But still, yesterday was a difficult day because we were like, what's going to happen? Bitcoin was strong, and maybe that's why it didn't dump too hard. If Bitcoin had been weak, if we were going into the Fed meeting and Bitcoin was like looking like this, or like down here, I'd have been all out. Trust me. But it was strong. It dumped, and it's recovered right back into a strong position above the 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart with good indicators. And let's look at volume once again. Let's refresh this. It was at 6 billion. Now let's refresh it. Where's it at now? Still at 6. Buy orders outshining sell orders right now. I'm not seeing the whales they're not fighting right now. We have a gradual uptrend, so let's see what happens. Maybe some of these whales are doing slight longs just to sit back and chill a little bit. And do remember yesterday when I was watching some of these dumps yesterday, something to really keep in mind is there were just $1 million buys, just boom, 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 picking up the panic sellers. Really, and these kind of events are great for creating liquidity. And by golly, they created some. Now, before we check out, I just want to show you one thing because I think personally it made me happy inside to see. Even though maybe that sounds kind of mean. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing here. You'll see it in just a second. I do believe. Let's see. Yes, this. Just something to remember that happened yesterday. I think it has value to look at. Is as the market was definitely taking a hit, as we were, people were getting worried. Check it out. There was these $1 million buys rolling in, and they were just rolling in one after the other. Like here's a $1.6 million buy, $1.1 million buy, boom, 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 boom. When people were panic selling yesterday, and as we did note, you can see the chart on Twitter. I should have had it still up, but still, people were recording. Some whales were just buying the crap out of the Bitcoin. I think liquidity was needed. The whales wanted it. We don't have problems because we're not buying that much. But when you're buying, 100K, $1 million chunks, that's a whole different story. And it gets difficult for whales to acquire that to some extent. And so liquidity, when it exists, when it happens, they're on it. What I wanted to know is right here. See this purple candle here? That is a 5. Oh, yeah, there it is. It did show it. That is a $5.5 million wrecked short. Damn. You know what? And it makes me happy. It's what you treacherous bastards get. Believe in goodness, please. With that said, every Bitcoin Satoshi you own is belief. It is a bet. It is a statement. It is an assertion. It is an assumption of a sci-fi future, a beautiful future for humanity. And it matters. So keep stacking chats. Keep stacking sats. We're waking up to, after some volatility today, we are waking up to a good-looking world, a good-looking crypto market. It's going to be weekend soon. We might see volume kind of taper off, but I don't know. Looking pretty good right now. I'm going to keep on it. You guys keep on it. Let's make money. 2020 be just absolutely 2022. Geez, time's moving fast. 2022. I am, and I'll do what I can to help you guys too. I am determined to make a shit ton of money in this market, and it's there for the taking. So take care.